So, what could be coming to Season Pass 2 in Evil Dead the game? And by the way, make sure you comment what you'd like to see, because I know that the devs of this game do watch these videos on occasion. It's possible that we could compile like a list of some of the best suggestions in the comment section and send it to the devs themselves, and maybe they will consider some of your suggestions for this second season pass, or maybe even season passes beyond season pass number 2. So let's talk about it. There's a lot of things that people have suggested, a lot of things I think this game needs, but also let's talk about some of the issues with the first season pass. Aside from what I said in my previous video in terms of the value of the season pass, that one's obvious. Like, yes, I would like to see more value in the second season pass. Maybe they need to make the season pass cheaper if they're going to keep the content relatively the same, or if they're going to keep it at $30. Hopefully they will add more content, especially like playable content as opposed to just cosmetics. And if they are going to keep a bunch of cosmetics in there, show the demons some more love. The demons only got 2 new cosmetics in that entire season 1 pass, so hopefully they get more options. Now, obviously, demons, it's going to be harder to make skins for demons, because at the end of the day, you're making skins for like a ton of different characters. Like, you have to make a skin for the boss, for the elites, for the, however many different variations of their basics. So it's obviously a lot more of an intensive process to make skins for a demon than it is for a survivor. However, I would like to see more content just to give demon mains a reason to spend money on a season pass. All that stuff aside, there's lots of stuff that they have been asking for, or fans have been asking for in the season 2 pass. And in the season 1 pass, I think that we saw too much Army of Darkness content. Now, there may be a reason for that. It's possible, there's been speculation that the reason that we got so much Army of Darkness content in that first season pass is because they basically have open season on the rights to Army of Darkness. If you didn't know, the Evil Dead rights are all over the place. It's a mess. They basically every single thing in the Evil Dead franchise is owned by somebody different. Evil Dead 1, 2, Army of Darkness, Ash versus Evil Dead, Evil Dead 2013. Basically all of them are owned by somebody different, and so it's going to be harder to get the rights to things from other people compared to, other rights holders. And what I am hearing right now is that it's possible that Ash versus Evil Dead in particular has been a pain to get content for, and it's why we don't see a ton of cosmetic stuff for Ash versus Evil Dead versus the other films that are in this game. Which, by the way, I do want to give Saber credit for one thing. It's really hard to get the rights to everything, no matter what the franchise is. The fact that they got the rights to every single movie in the Evil Dead franchise and were able to compile it all into one game is a miracle. So kudos to the devs for that. I know that's hard to do. I know it's hard to do because when Ash vs. Evil Dead came out on Starz, they famously or infamously did not have the rights to Army of Darkness. And I know that before somebody comments this, no, they never at any point had the rights to Army of Darkness. I know that some people were like, well, they got the rights to it like after season 2 or whatever. No, they never had the rights to it. It's why they kind of like made subtle references to Ash maybe going back to medieval times, because that's what happened at the end of Evil Dead 2. And they did have the rights to that, but they couldn't make direct references to anything that had to do with Army of Darkness. So they couldn't talk about like Evil Ash or Sheila or any of that stuff. So if it was that difficult to get the rights to Army of Darkness for Ash vs. Evil Dead, it's possible that now the creators of this game are struggling to get the rights to Ash vs. Evil Dead. They're having their own rights issues. So that brings us to Ash vs. Evil Dead. That is by far the most requested thing that I've seen for this franchise. It seems like everybody's like, where's the Ash vs. Evil Dead content? Because there's more so than anything else, because it's a series instead of just a film. there's tons of stuff to pull from this game. Obviously, look who's standing right in the shot. Brandy is one that a lot of people have suggested. A lot of people want Chet. I know that some people have heard rumors that Chet has already like filmed voice lines for this game. Based on when we heard that information, I would have thought that we would have seen him already, but maybe they're saving a big Ash versus Evil Dead update for season 2. If that's the case, I anticipate that season 2 will be very popular because Ash versus Evil Dead is very popular. But Brandy and Chet, obviously Ruby and Ball. Ruby as potentially a demon and a survivor. Ball is a demon, obviously. I forget his name right now off the top of my head, but I believe it was in season 1. It was Ash's old buddy that he meets when they go to that military area, and they wind up going through this bunker, and this dude like spits fire. He'd be a really interesting demon, I think. And then obviously the outfits are there's tons of possibilities with the outfits. I personally would love to see the Asylum outfit for Ash. That thing I thought looked really sick. A lot of people really want to see Ash's outfit when it shows like that flashback when he's wearing like a biker outfit or whatever that was. I see a lot of people post about that like on Reddit. That'd be a cool outfit. And obviously extra outfits for Pablo, Kelly, and Amanda because they don't have any in the game right now. So alternative outfits for all 3 of them would be awesome and something that I would really, really like to see. So this is probably, I would imagine, the most requested thing, the most desired thing by the community that they want to see in the season 2 pass. If you didn't see the announcement, sorry to spook you with this image, but if you didn't see the announcement, this is the first official image from Evil Dead Rise, which is the new Evil Dead film that's coming out. It'd be really interesting to see some content for Evil Dead Rise, because we don't really know anything about that movie at the moment, what the plot is or who's going to be involved, as far as, you know, characters, the cast and stuff. So it'd be really interesting to see what happens with that and if we'll get content for that. It'd be a great way to help advertise the film. I think it'd be great for both sides, like for people who only are interested in the film. It'd be great advertisement for the game, and people who are only interested in the game, it'd be great advertisement for the film. So I would love to see Evil Dead Rise. That may not happen in season 2. That may be something for like season 3 because of when the movie's supposed to come out. And this is the first image we've had for this movie so far. We don't even have a trailer yet, so that might be for season 3 and beyond. But it would be cool to see it in season 2. Who knows? Maybe they're already working on it because maybe they already got the script and know some details from the movie so that they could get this out on time and help advertise each other. That'd be really cool. It's something I'd like to see for sure. And this one's probably the most controversial thing. I've talked about it in previous videos, but it's something I want to reiterate. Now, we recently saw this with Fortnite. Fortnite brought in Ash Williams as a skin in that game. And some people I've seen are salty about it, and they're like, well, I don't like that, you know. And Ash Williams and Evil Dead, the franchise, is an adult thing, and Fortnite's for kids. And here's the reality. If you love Evil Dead, specifically this game, you should be excited about anything that increases this game's visibility, because ultimately that's going to increase this game's longevity and also increase the size of its player base. So anything that can help out this game is something I'm really interested in, whether that's a crossover with Fortnite or guest characters in Evil Dead. Now I, for one, am not in the camp of people that is like, well, we need to get all of the, like, every single character that has ever existed in the Evil Dead films first, then we could talk about guest characters. I'm not in that camp. If the very next DLC that we got was a guest Freddy or guest Jason DLC, I'm all for it. And as you can see here, there was a comic that was Freddy versus Jason versus Ash. So there's precedent here. This isn't just something that's like out of the blue. This is actually something that has happened in media before. And the main reason that I'm for it is because if the next DLC pack got announced and they were like, hey, we got Jason freaking Voorhees in our game, that would be massive for the popularity of this game, just as those announcements were massive for the popularity of Dead by Daylight. When they announced guest characters, the popularity of that game shot up like crazy. So I would love to see that in this game, because it's going to help increase this game's longevity and popularity. So hopefully, maybe in season 2 or season 3, we get some kind of guest character. Maybe it's not Freddy or Jason. Maybe it's somebody else. But guest characters, I really truly believe, are something you have to have in any game like this if you want it to last for any length of time. I don't think Evil Dead can survive. Well, it can. Evil Dead has a big enough fan base where I think it will survive for a very long time just off of its own license. If it's just Evil Dead stuff, I think it survived for a long time. But if it wants to thrive and actually be like a competitor to Dead by Daylight and be popular enough to, like, you know, still be kicking and having new content released 4 or 5 years down the road, then I think it needs guest characters. So hopefully that's something that's coming either in season 2 pass or season 3. But again, as always, let me know what you think in the comments and what you would like to see. Tell me specifics. Tell me specifically what kind of outfits, what kind of characters you want to see. And then maybe we can pile those up and send them to Saber and they'll consider it. But if you made it this far in the video, I really appreciate it. As always, like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.